having so many conversations about the wellness to MAHA to MAGA pipeline. At this point, I might as well get a PhD. But overall, the most simplistic answer that I can give you is there is an information vacuum on women's health, and that was exploited. Not necessarily exploited on purpose, but like, let me give you a little bit of like color as to like how this happened. One of the backstory pieces is the fact that women's health research is so far behind, like it's trying to play catch up. Dr. Biden tried to do some things about that, specifically around menopause research. Regardless, still so far behind. As a result, it is a pretty common experience for any of us to go to the doctor, have an experience and say, hey, this doesn't feel right, blah, 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 and for them to not have an answer or a solution. I don't know anyone that's ever like not felt well and then not tried to find a solution even when they weren't given one. So cue the wellness podcast. I'm actually going to switch to a little roadmap that I have for another conversation that I was having on this to give a little bit more structure. So featuring my bad handwriting, this is the big kahuna, right? The lack of women's health research, which goes to this experience, women going to the doctor. Zero resolve is how they leave. Wellness podcasts pop up and they try and fill that gap, and they highlight essentially like how could these problems you're having that you're going to the doctor for not have solutions? Like, oh my goodness, which is fair. Not asking the right questions. Instead, they are framing things as we're being lied to. How could we have not known this? They're not telling you this. And then trust is further broken when these podcasts have like these like fake doctors or like charlatans or like talking heads on their shows that have like quote unquote solutions that oftentimes they are selling. They're like, oh my God, no, we have the solution. They're just not telling you about this. Like, they're keeping this information from you. Instead of being like, oh, hey, maybe that's that societal misogyny getting in the way of funding health research. They're like, no, everyone's lying. And that is what we have here. And then the way all this is perpetuated is through gossip. Obviously, we gossip and chat with our friends, and wellness has been thought of as palatable conversation, not political until now. It means the information is going to get shared quicker, more widely, and amongst a group of friends because it doesn't feel like it's gonna piss somebody off. In a sense, it exploits the fact that women gossip with one another, which is a good thing. Don't even try to come for gossip. By knowing that they are going to share this information, and also then potentially that distrust of the institutions that they typically would rely on for health. Eventually it becomes, how do we get more well, right? And that is the political primer for getting here. And then for something that the MAHA and the MAGAs have in common is a distrust of institutions. While their direct political priorities might be different, the jump and leap between the two of them, not far. Overall, it's like based on that same core belief, like that these institutions are lying to us, that it's a swamp, etc. There's some other pieces to this as well, but I would generally say, to recap, the information gap around women's health research is how we got here.